Hey guys, it's Miss Tidwell. Today I'm going to show you guys how to look at a word you don't know in greater detail. We're going to be doing a vocabulary activity for Coraline. We're going to be starting reading the book pretty soon, and the 10 words listed on this worksheet are all in the first chapter. You are going to become the expert on one of these words using the diagram at the top part of the page. After you have filled in all the different parts using the dictionary to become an expert on your word, you're going to show you're an expert by writing an original sentence that uses the word to show that you know the meaning of it. Like, you can't just use the word in a general way. You need to be specific and show that you actually know what the word means. Once you have all the different parts filled in and have written your sentence, you're going to work with your classmates to get synonyms for the other words. Everybody's an expert on a different word, so you're going to be able to fill in the synonyms based on what everybody else found. The synonym part is the top right corner square of your vocabulary diagram. So you're going to exchange just that part to fill in the table listed right here. So once you have synonyms for all 10 words, you can move on to the last part of this worksheet. For this part, all the underlined words are the vocabulary words from above, and you're going to use the synonyms that you work with your classmates to find to rewrite each one of them. The synonyms might not work perfectly on their own. You might need to reword them a little bit to make them fit better. So let's take a closer look at the diagram at the top of the worksheet that you're going to use to become an expert on the one word that you have been assigned. In the middle, you're going to write the word and the part of speech that it is that you are looking up. In the top left corner, you are going to write the definition in your own words that you look up in a dictionary. You might have to look it up in more than one place to really get a good idea of what the word means. Some dictionaries are clearer than others. In the top right, you're going to write synonyms and examples, like things that it reminds you of or words that it says explicitly in the dictionary that are synonyms. And synonyms are words that literally mean the same thing. In the bottom right corner, antonyms and non-examples. What is this word not exactly? An antonym is the opposite of a synonym. It means a word that means the opposite of the word that you are an expert on. And that can help you understand a word a lot better too. In the bottom left corner, you're going to draw it in some way. You're going to come up with an illustration that represents your word. You can make it an image, you can make it a little comic strip, you can use stick figures, whatever helps you build a good visual association with this word will work well. So let's take a look at the upper left hand part of your word diagram. You're going to put the definition of the word in your own words. Now, you're going to get the definition from a dictionary. There are physical dictionaries in the classroom. You could type it into Google. And there's also a dictionary that I've listed at the top of this worksheet that gives a pretty good example of the definition and some synonyms that you can use to complete the top two boxes. So let's take a look at an example of the word presently. I'm going to use that as the example. So here is an example from the website listed at the top of your worksheet. On the left-hand side, there's a search bar. I typed in the word presently there, and I've tapped the blue circle, go. The word comes up, and generally you're going to find words that might have more than one definition. Usually you are most interested in definition 1, that's the most popular definition, but all the relevant definitions are listed in the dictionary. There are hints at the bottom of your worksheet that will help you figure out which examples you might need to use one of the other definitions for. So we can see here the definition says in a little while, very soon, and below that in italics, underlining green, it gives you an example sentence. Be patient, for we will eat presently. When are we going to eat? Presently. I put a little yellow asterisk and I underlined in yellow synonyms, or words that you can fill in the upper right hand corner of the box. Then you need to move on to antonyms. You'll notice that antonyms are not listed on this website. You will have to Google your word and antonym. In this case, I'd have to type in presently antonyms. It'll redirect you to thesaurus.com. So you can either Google it or go directly to thesaurus.com to find antonyms. In this case, I'm going to use the definition in my own words, if at all possible, to fill in the upper left-hand box. I'm going to use the parts underlined in yellow to fill in the upper right-hand box. But that's not the only way to find synonyms. Another way to find synonyms is, like I said earlier, you could use Google as your dictionary. All you have to do is type in the word, either presently, which is the word I'm using for the example, and synonyms or antonyms. Here you see the word presently comes up right at the very top. I underlined the definitions. Again, the first one, the one circled in yellow, is the one we're interested in, and the definition in green. At the present time, now I could use that to fill in the top left corner box. The synonyms at present, currently, at the/this moment. Those are words I could use in to fill in the upper right hand thing. Again, just like on the previous dictionary, antonyms aren't listed. But if you'll notice, the next link down will redirect you to thesaurus.com. A thesaurus will help you figure out not only synonyms, but antonyms. So going to that website is a great idea. So in this bottom right box on your diagram, you're going to put in antonyms and non-examples. What that means is you're going to put in words that are the opposite of, or really do not remind you of the definition of your word. On the thesaurus.com, you have to scroll down a little bit, but you'll see antonyms at some point. Some words have more antonyms than others. Some words are a little stranger and might have weirder definitions, but if you can, keep an eye out. You should be able to find antonyms and use that for your bottom right thing. In this case, for presently, which means soon, the antonyms, which mean the opposite, are later, never, or eventually, and I'm going to use those to fill in that part of my diagram now. Finally, I'm going to use the bottom left corner box to draw something that reminds me of the picture. Again, some words are a little easier to draw than others. If you need to, you can maybe try Googling it, or using a comic strip, or a series of images, or a little bit of text to help you represent your idea. But put a picture here if you can. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the finished example would look like. Again, for this, for my examples in the previous clips, I've used the word presently, which is an adverb, and I looked it up in the dictionary to find that out. Once I've looked it up in the dictionary, I put the definition, soon, something that's going to happen soon, in the upper left box. Synonyms, shortly and soon, which I took from the dictionary and put right there. Bottom right, late, never, eventually, which you just saw on thesaurus.com, and then I made a little comic strip to show the meaning. Alright, so that's how you fill in the top part of the diagram. You're going to get assigned the word that you're responsible for, so wait for that part. And then, like I said earlier, you're going to work with the other people who got assigned different words to fill in the synonyms, which are what you used for the upper right corner box. That part you're going to do together, but then the final part where you use the synonyms to rewrite the sentences, you're going to do individually. So hopefully this will give you a good idea of some of the maybe more unusual words that are going to show up in this chapter, so that when we run into them, when we are reading along, we'll have a better idea of what it is that we are actually reading. So good luck, and happy reading, happy writing, and have a great day.